Hello, everybody. Card Dreamer here, coming at you on behalf of Blade Masters Forge. And today we are doing two special hunts. And they're not special in the sense that these are going to be like uber epic, mega, battles or anything like that. But I thought we would take a look at the first two monsters you're going to encounter in this game when you first start it, and just as this was my first Monster Hunter game, period, just brings back extra memories. So I thought we'd just take a trip down memory lane. So join us as we bask in the glory of nostalgic death. And as you can see, the mission's already queued. I've already eaten, done everything I gotta do. You're gonna depart. And here we go. So we are gonna be taking on the Great Jagras. Yeah, so like, what's up with that, right? But this is the first monster that I ever fought in Monster Hunter World. You mean, aside from where the initial story starts you off on top of, um, the yeah, I forget even pronounce his name now, but Megazoros or whatever. I mean, but this is the first, like, you land in, you come to this new world, and this is it. This is where this is the very first monster you take on. And I'm like, and I remember when you're starting out raw and none of your own gear, you're using default stuff. This was something that, like, when I first saw this, I was blown away. I loved the look, the graphics, the way everything moved, and it was just beautiful. I was hooked the second I fought this monster, and I think that says something to the testament of the game. Um, you're when the very first monster is what draws you in, and you're just already fascinated by this world and the creatures that are all around you. It's just, I love it. I was so happy that I got to start this, and you get to watch these monsters. They almost really do feel like living, breathing creatures. Like you just watched him eat that creature, and his body's bloated and everything else. So I love it. Yeah, I will always have a fondness for this creature, even though he's your first monster, so he's uber weak and everything else. But it doesn't even matter. It's just the first time you fight him, though, you do feel like he's a threat. And it's cool, like, that never manages to get dull with every monster in this game. Like, every time you encounter the new monster, you're like, oh my gosh, is this going to be the next big threat? Like, I mean, is this going to do me in? Am I tough enough to take this on? I love it. So, like, yeah, so like I said, this was my first foray into Monster Hunter in general. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was different. I knew things were supposed to be different as opposed to regular Monster Hunter titles, but I didn't know what. I didn't know to what extreme. I didn't know what to expect or how this game worked. I just knew I was getting into something that I've never done before, and 500 hours later, I have no regrets. But this is obviously not going to be a very challenging match at all. But I just wanted a chance to go back and look, because there's going to be no time that's required of me to ever hunt a great Jagras again. I'm already down to green. I am honestly surprised he is going this long. I also remember, the first time you fight him, his rolling around felt, you had to like, oh my gosh, how do I dodge this or how do I block this or what have you? And he actually did damage to you. This guy is sleeping, but we just can't have that. I missed all of this. Can't imagine he's got much more left in him. And there we go. Not a hard battle, especially this far along in the game, but again, the memories, man, the memories. Death was surely happy with this. The first time I fought him. First time you upgraded your gear. That was another thing that made this monster so awesome. It's just like, this was the first time you upgraded gear. So, now we're going to head back to camp. We're going to take on the second mission of this video. And this one will be fun too, I think. Claim our login bonus here. And we're just going to immediately grab our second mission. Now, as you can see, I have not been wrapping up these things, but I want to take on, we're going to take on the Anjanath, which is another monster, like, just the memories of. We'll talk about that as we fight him. Trying to even remember what he's weak against. Water. So we do need to change our gear. There's our water. We are going to change some jewels here just to get a little more protection. Not that we really need it, but you know. Alright, so our fire, yeah, we're a pretty good set, because the Anjanath does do fire damage. Let's go eat. Not that we should need it. Just get our attack up. And let us depart. And here we are back in the jungle. Now, Anjanath is another one of those. He was again such a fun monster, and he was the first one. Like the Jagras was kind of all just because it was just something new yet you never saw before. At least if you're new to Monster Hunter World, you didn't see before. But Jagras, or not Jagras, Anjanath, man, he was the first monster. If you were new to Monster Hunter in general, he was that first one to instill fear, man. That Anjanath was nothing to play around with. He came at you and he would tear you apart. And you really felt like proud of yourself and triumphant. Like you earned a victory over him the first couple times you did it. There he is. So with that said, I'm gonna fight Jagras. Not this time, buddy. We're just gonna wail away on him while Jagras keeps him distracted. We don't have to worry about breaking anything in particular because we're not going for any parts. Just reminiscing about the first time you fought this guy. And you know, that was another thing that was really something with this creature was actually trying to get parts. Because breaking his face and trying to get some of the ones you need was not easy. Especially depending on what weapon you started with, you were at a disadvantage. And also because there was no claw clutch too, or clutch claw. Like, yeah, see what I just did? That wasn't around when the game first came out. So you really had to like dodge, take your shots. You were abused in the early beginnings of this game. But look at him too. And it was really cool because you were like, this was pretty close to what it kind of seemed like to fight a T-Rex almost. I mean, obviously not with the fire. That's what he reminds you of, a T-Rex. It's obviously not happy. Oh, you're Jagras. That's not what I wanted. But we just hit you for the fun of it. I'll take you both on. That's right. And I do remember there were always turf wars between these two. Oh, and there we are, on the monster. That was another thing, the first time you mounted a monster. There's just so many good things about this game that just brings back so many memories. And honestly, this is probably the game I put the most hours into, maybe possibly my entire life. Some parts broken. And we're gonna harvest them while we're here. Why not? Get the bounty done. Now it's time we went and killed this thing. Actually, let's sharpen our... Surprise, surprise, buddy. And can you imagine fighting something like this when you aren't familiar with the game? You don't know how it works. You don't know the tricks of putting out fire or when you're on it, or anything else. Like, it just was intense. And I loved it. Like, that's really what got me hooked. Like, as much as Jagras finally got you hooked into the world, Anjanath got you hooked on the adrenaline. Like the pure rush and excitement of trying to take on a scary beast that you know is going to kill you. time you just fell over, buddy? Remember when I first crafted Anjanath armor? That was hard earned. Oh! I remember the first time that happened, you were just like, holy crap. Keep your flame snot to yourself, buddy. Alright, he's limping. I don't know where he thinks he's going. Sorry, buddy. Look how scarred up his body is, dude. Knowing that you do that to him, so cool. Oh, and we got his tail. That was another thing to be proud of, man. The first time you cut off an animal part. Broke his face. Nice. And now you're stuck in buckets. Buddy, you're gonna die. Just accept it. He's definitely near death. Man, getting him to topple over. There we go. Finally used a file. He's got to be almost done. he's already leaving again. Actually, might as well shuffle. Or, yeah, shuffle. Might as well sharpen while we're at it. Make sure when we put him down, it is clean. I will always be in all of the environments in this game too, since we're talking nostalgia. I just, they're so good looking. Man, this guy. Oh man. You got to be kidding me. This guy's just playing elusive now. I could catch him, but no, that's not what we're here for. Nope, it's time you went down. Oh, that. Turn around. There we go. Man, the memories of chasing this thing. First time you heard it roar, I'm telling you. I don't think there's anything quite like the first couple of monsters you fight in a Monster Hunter game. Just get you pulled right into that game. But anyway, guys. So yeah, I just wanted to take this little nostalgic trip down memory lane with some of our early hunts, so to speak. But I'm Card Dreamer. This is Blade Masters Forge. And this has been Monster Hunter World. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, keep the blades ready.